And we are very pleased to express our welcome to Mr. Marko Gulan from Cratis Ltd or d.o.o. Marko will present us, will talk today about smart cities are insecure cities. Marko is head of strategic consulting and strategic sales manager in Cratis, ICT consultant and digital transformation enthusiast specialized in cloud, data center, cybersecurity awareness, smart city, and technology marketing. A lot of big reference for Marko. Marko, welcome to Security Summit. We are very happy to have you here. Stage is yours. You please proceed. For visitors, if you have any questions, you are free to ask in chat option, or send to me email. And Marko, stage is yours.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So thank you, Adis, for this introduction, and thanks the whole organization of Security Summit. I'm so happy to be here as a speaker at this conference. So I'm looking this conference last 4 years, and now this year I have privilege to have some session about a very super cool and hot topic. It is about smart cities. I would like to make some crossways about secure or insecure of cities. So at the beginning, I would like to ask myself, why do we need smart cities? First reason is urbanization, which is non-ending phenomenon and non-ending process. So today we have 54% of people worldwide that live in cities, and some proportions that expected to reach 66% by 2050. So that will be growth of population in the cities to another 2.4 billion peoples in next 3 decades. So that can cause some environmental, social, economic problems, and sustainability of cities is a must to keep pace of this rapid expansion that is taxing our cities' resources. We all know that we have to centralize all cities departments and all features which we are using in the cities, and we have to remember that our clock is time is ticking away. But the good news is that local authorities and local politics are aware of that, and there is a lot of smart city initiatives, and we speed up with the smart city implementing. So one of the reasons why I'm talking about smart city, I would like to say why ICT is not enough for smart cities, and ICT is just service, and smart city is much more than divided ICT solutions. I want to say that interaction with citizens is the must, that we have one trend which calls IoT, and IoT is biggest risk, and also anyone does not speak about security. So today we have to talk about security and insecure. So I would like to say, what is smart city? So smart city, first of all, is framework and predominantly composed of information and communication technologies, which we are calling ICT. We are developing systems, we are deploying and promote sustainability development practices to address growing urbanization challenges. So the big part of ICT framework is essentially an intelligent network of connected objects and services and some machines that transmit and collect data using technology, wireless technology, fiber optic, some cloud technologies, cloud solutions, and also one of the most important things about smart city are data centers. So paradigm of collecting and making data usable is going in the way that we are close to the edge computing. We will have much more sensors and devices on the edge, which are near to the people. Some information will be collected and will be collected on devices. Some of them will be collected on edge data centers, and the big picture will be made in main data centers. One thing is very important, and that is interaction about with peoples. Citizens have to be engaged with smart city ecosystems in various ways, that people can use smartphones and other mobile devices, pairing them with all cities' physical infrastructure and services, so we can cut some costs and improve accessibility. Communities can improve also energy distribution, trash collection, decrease traffic congestion, and even improve air quality. With help from some devices, we will call it IoT or Internet of Things. So I would like to say that technology cannot directly improve air quality, but it can measure it and help us to manage micro environment. So if we are talking about smart cities, so for example, we can say that we need connected traffic lights, receiving data from sensors about traffic frequency, and we can adjust light cadences and timing to respond to real-time traffic, and reduce traffic jams. Cars can communicate maybe with the parking sensors, and also if we have electric vehicle, we can direct navigate electrical vehicle to the nearest charging dock. So we need smart garbage pickup collection, that we can automatically send data to waste management companies and schedule pickup. So we have today pre-planned scheduled, and in a smart city, it will be situation that that trash will be picked up when your can is full or is empty or is half full. One of the next step of smart city is also that mobile device can become your maybe ID card or your digital credential card, or maybe driver's license, which can speed up and simplify access to all city and maybe local government services. But this step depends about our security awareness. So security awareness is very low, especially in this part of the Europe, in Adriatic region. So I think that is most important to talk about smart city security. Today, we have just technology cities. Very often while we speak or listen about smart cities, we can hear just about ICT solutions and about technologies, which are the most important for established smart cities, but is not the most important. The most important is when all technology solutions are interconnected, and when that technology have interaction with citizens. So very often we can hear we implemented smart parking. Yeah, but there is no connection with traffic lights or another parts of traffic. So another point is we implemented charger for electric vehicle. Okay, that's greener city. That's not smart city. We implemented smart garbage collection. Yeah, but there is no interaction with the citizens. That is smart business process for garbage pickup companies. We can hear we implemented smart garbage cans. Okay, but it's not enough for the smart city. So I'm from the Adriatic coast, and I all my life lived with tourism. So try to imagine a situation when you are during the summer have 10 times more people in city, 10 times more people in city. There is no solution which can provide service for traffic management that can some streets close because there is more cars than parking free spaces, or solution maybe which can close some streets because there is more carbon monoxide in the air, or systems that can open and close streets only for domicile citizens which has reserved subscribed parking. That mix of technologies makes city smarts. If you have just implemented ICT solutions that are just technology, the technology cities. Okay, why are we talking about security? We are talking about security because security is one of the most important needs of people. So if you are looking on Maslow pyramid of needs, first line is food, air, water, and in the second line you have a security. So that's the reason why we are talking about security. Okay, the concept of smart city has attracted substantial attention in the context of urban development policies. It depends of internet and broadband network technologies, enable e-services which becoming more and more essential for development the urban areas, with cities are increasingly assuming some critical roles for drivers or innovation in areas such as maybe health, government, environment, or something like that. So as you can see, we are talking also about critical infrastructure, which is most important today, and we have some directions from EU or global directions. In Europe, critical infrastructure is defined by network and information security. So a smart city is the recent development in city life that makes use of ICT solutions and provides services that makes the city become more efficient and interactive for citizens or guests. When IT meets the real worlds, it gives something called the Internet of Things. We are call it IoT. Implementing these new concepts of IoT, the working of people has become more refined. We can attain better life quality by combining the society, people, real world systems through the use of smart technology. And we told already, but I will repeat, the forecast is that by 2050, 70% of the world's population will live in the cities. That is more than 6 billion people. So smart city is a city which functions in a sustainable and intelligent way by interacting all its infrastructures and services into a cohesive whole and using smart device for monitoring, controlling, for ensuring sustainability and make cities more efficiency. Also, the data security and privacy issues are really important for smart city. That is the most crucial part that interests the scientists and researchers and all developers of ICT solutions. As information is the most challenging factor in the case of basic day-to-day service being used in urban life, it needs to be totally secure. There are various issues that create hindrance to smart city security, but the most important issues are related to government, social, and economic factors. The researchers are trying to identify every issue concerned and propose solutions related to them. We will talk about some issues and challenges. We have, first of all, technology issues. As we are aware that technology plays in a vital role in fulfilling all the commitments of smart city. A smart city is depending on technology to provide better services to citizens and government and guests of the city. But implementing technology has its own issues in order to make smart city more secure. The major security issues related to smart city are seen in education, business, healthcare, transport sector, and etc. The biggest challenge is not only to provide e-services. E-services are just technology. Management of technology is just service. But the main problem, the main issue is how to protect data from illegal frauds, from attack. These attacks can be a major problem in implementing the smart city services. The data security with the smart city can be improved by incorporating various technology or technical challenges, like maybe using for the example, RFID or smartphones, or maybe communications machine to machine, or maybe using biometrics for some services. So all the technologies have their own technological issues that need to be stored for a secure smart city. So some sectors of smart city, like environment and industry, very often use RFID tags, but RFID is also open to many security threats, which leads to problems like maybe denial of services or jamming, or communication threats, privacy issues, I don't know, losing signal, tag cloning, and something like that. So if you have that security problems, your smart city is very insecure. The other way in technological, we have while using smartphone apps. So on our smartphones, we have a lot of applications, and some of that applications are accessing to all parts of our smartphones. So that can be the biggest risk, and that is a big risk factor in smart city solutions. Then we can talk also about machine-to-machine communication. So machine-to-machine communication is communication between some, I don't know, systems, whereas quantity of data is so small, but machine-to-machine have very small and very fast transactions. These M2M protocols are being used for communicating at least 2 or more nodes, or a part of networks or applications. And we have to talk about data privacy, which is the basic human rights of every smart city resident. Maintaining data privacy can be very difficult in this case, and the major issue mostly seen in the case of M2M, machine-to-machine communications, are privacy breaches, malicious software updates, denial of services, some network security threats, maybe like traffic tunneling. There is maybe few more issues, but I will stop on this few. So in order to implement and manage energy or smart grids in a smart city, we require communication data in real time, and we are using it to make our systems smarter and to make communication faster. Our data is more prone to attacks and threats, and that can be a major cause of the system failure when we are talking about communication in real time between various systems, especially when that various system using personal data. Also, one of the problems or issues is a governance issue. So when we are talking about governance issues, there are various issues in sectors. Okay, again, in healthcare, transportation, education, business, all services about smart city. And so when government or cities implement technology, that city can become smart city, they face major issues that government authorities mainly focus on testing the functionality rather than concerning about privacy and security of data. We should take care of various threats related to systems or to smart grids which we are using for using technologies. Also, there is a big related to critical systems, then can create big problems in terms of data integrity and resilience of smart city systems. Responsibility of these critical systems to preserve the data integrity, resilience, and security in a smart city. So services in smart city are more dependent, and every day is much more dependent of smartphones and data in mobile. And our mobile phones became a hub for all our data, and it is the most attacked devices when we are talking about smart city. Then we can talk about also socioeconomic issues. So assistance and personal management provided to people in smart cities a lot of technology, which is the basis of urban planning or resource management. And the smart cities are changing to a system of single-stop service. With the service, the city is assured of the more efficient services and offers smart city citizens with smarter economic growth, maybe improved banking, improved business or finance activities. All these mentioned parts of the smart city and these issues are also vulnerable to privacy and protection of data of a smart city. Telecommunication division is a subset of smart city services set which is more susceptible to some malware attacks, viruses, frauds, and the privacy issues. The need to have a more secure and authentic channel increases even more as some government activity use telecommunication and some wireless networks. Machine-to-machine communication also helps to provide services to smart city people. But the protection issues related to these services and communication, we have to consider about the data resilience. With the utility of smart gadgets as an upgraded communication media among the people of the smart city, the result in more new protection issues in a smart city. As more and more people are getting attached and engaged with technology, they are more vulnerable to malicious threats. As we can see, all ICT technologies are being required in smart data communications, but the protection issue must be taken care while giving smart solution to these threats. So when we have ICT solutions, when we have smart solutions, we depend about connectivity and about ICT. That has some issues that have some security problems. Security problems are not a problem if we know how to drive it, how to use services, and also we as a people have to know how to make ours safe and safely. Also, I'd like to talk about some solutions or some good practices which can make smart cities smart. So in order to provide enhanced security services in a smart city, that it is main thing to discuss. There is different methods that can be incorporated. So each citizen has the need and the right for more secure city, which needs to be created and use it seriously for effective smart city. So in case of security testing requirements, awareness among the authorities is required so that they understand the needs of checking the security issues. Okay, it is really important to show these systems to the ethical hackers that they can make vulnerability testing and penetration testing, that smart cities can see where are vulnerabilities and what can be and what are the advantages of that vulnerabilities. So the most important is critical infrastructure in smart city, and it needs to be protected from threats and attacks that may cause major harm to promised services. Critical smart city infrastructure should have secure encrypted systems for proper stage management and protection of the data from frauds and threats. So we have to optimize and optimize utilization of ICT technologies in the best solution for the problems in smart mobility, security, and privacy domain. So to resolve security issues in smart city grids, we have to use public key infrastructures or some managed PKI. So by ensuring the integrity of metadata and maintaining matter securely in smart grid can be the possible solution to ensure security of devices. So I don't want to be someone who is depressed with these all issues and problems. But we have to be aware, and we have to speak about issues and about insecurities in smart cities. So another thing which is related to smart city is Internet of Things. So Internet of Things or IoT market size in Europe is in 2020, I think, around 300 million euros. And that market is rising and its popularity. And in 2021, it will be near to 500,000 billion euros. So very few of producers of IoT devices are considering the security issues associated with data access and management, as well as with the IoT devices. But there is the large security challenges while you are using IoT and when you are connected various IoT devices. In fact, of the main problems with tech companies building these devices is that they are too careless when it comes to handling of devices related security risks. Many of IoT devices products don't get enough updates. Some devices don't get any update, and this means that devices that was once bought, you have it just in that situation. So IoT has some challenges and some problems. And one of them is insufficient testing and updating. So another one problem we can talk about is brute forcing and the issues of default passwords. So default passwords are not only problem with IoT. Default passwords, when we are talking about smart city solutions, are the main problem, because when we are making some architectural of systems of smart city, most of devices we left with the default username and passwords, or this is admin, or user, or username admin, password is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and that is the reason why smart city systems will be very, very vulnerable. So in IoT world, we had some botnets used in some of the largest and the most disruptive DDoS, distributed denial of services attacks. And it caused that all IoT devices which you have in the network are unfunctional. So we have some government reports that advise manufacturers against selling IoT devices that come with default credentials. And when you don't get a message, please change your default username and password. So some governments are fighting against that. So when you are opening some account, I don't know, maybe Facebook, Instagram, or something like that, when you activate your account, you get the message, please change your default password. Another thing about IoT devices, which are the IoT devices are I don't know, massive devices in smart cities, because smart cities will be built in a big number of some sensors: air quality, temperature, I don't know, some oxids, sensor for flood mitigation, sensors for wind, you name it. Which part of the smart city will be terminated by IoT IoT devices? So all of that IoT devices are very vulnerable for malware and ransomwares. You know, I think that all of us know what is ransomware and what ransomware can do to our systems. So as the number of IoT connected devices continuously to rise in following years, number of malware and ransomware will increase also, and their task will be to use IoTs and exploit them. So with the traditional ransomware relies on encryption to completely lock systems. There's an ongoing hybrid malwares, so that they can take the control to the Internet of Things device, and they will make different types of attacks. When you have your business environment, ransomware is here to lock your data and make it unusable. Ransomware, which will make attack on IoT, that ransomware would like to take control to the IoT devices, and it will create some politics about IoT functioning. For example, a simple IP camera is ideal for capturing sensitive information using a wide range of locations, including maybe home, office, or maybe gas stations. So if you take on mind that some cameras which will be directed from IoT device, and you have some robbers which want to rob a gas station, IoT device will turn off camera, robbers will come to gas station, they will, I don't know, take money or gas, and they will run away. So we will not have a camera recording for that robber. So of course we can talk about data security and privacy concerns when we are talking about IoT. So data privacy and security continues to be the single largest issue in today's interconnected world. Data is constantly being harnessed, transmitted, stored, and processed by many of systems, by large companies, and using wide spectrum of IoT devices, such, I don't know, smart TVs, such cameras, or when we are maybe thermostat, HVAC systems. So commonly all this user data is shared between or even sold to the companies, but that can violating rights for privacy and data security if IoT devices are not totally secure. So we need to set dedicated compliance and privacy rules that redact and anonymize sensitive data before storing and before IoT devices will collect that data. If the data is stored and they are not anonymized, so when attackers take control of IoT device, so they have all data in natural figure. And maybe one of the most important and the last IoT issues is untrustworthy communications. I don't know if you have known that, but there are many IoT devices, or I think all IoT devices which send messages to the network, sent it without any encryption. This is the one of the biggest IoT security challenge which exists. So this is the way when we are talking about technology, why I told that smart city are insecure city. IoT market and IoT communication is not defined. There is no directive from European Union or some other organization, and we will have big problems to avoid this untrustworthy communication. It's high time that all the companies ensure encryption of the highest level among their cloud services and devices which are using IoT devices. And to avoid these threats, the best way to do is to use the encryption, the transport and standardize IoTs as secure devices. That's all about IoTs. Okay, we can make a conference about IoT and secure and insecure, and that is not main idea of this session. Another thing about smart city, when we are talking about smart city, I would like to talk about the infrastructure. So I know in Croatia is not a very good situation about infrastructure. We are waiting for the 5G. Okay, 5G is not holy grail. So the most of 5G capacities are terminated on a 4G equipment. For the quality and the sustainable smart city environments, we need strong fiber networks. We have to implement edge computing. And when I'm talking about edge computing, I'm talking about situation where we have to talk about latency in the communication of devices with the edge computing data centers. So it is not problem about latency if you have maybe some billing and you have to wait 3 seconds that you have your bill. But if we have some autonomous car and information is late for 1, 2, or 3 seconds, it can be a terrible mess in the traffic. Also, we have based our smart city solutions on a cloud solutions. So there is no reason why each city will have their own server room or maybe mini data centers. I think that is enough. Maybe in every 500 kilometers have maybe one little or micro edge edge data center, which will collect informations, and also that information will be transferred to the main data centers. So Also, when we are talking about smart cities, who are the subject matter experts? So I think that the most important employees or outsourced subject matter experts are experts for to fight for data integrity and data privacy. Another professionals which we are need are cybersecurity professionals, which will make our systems resilient to the cyber attacks. Also, we need cybersecurity awareness trainers, because every system, every ICT environment is the secure how secure is the most thin part of that system. So the humans are the strongest and weakest component in this in all ICT solutions. We will need the data center experts and infrastructure experts, of course, and we will need the cloud experts to make smart city systems usable. And for the end of this my session, I would like to start with a question. So, do you think that we need some smart city directive as as GDPR or something like that, network and information security? I think that smart city we need it, but smart city is in these terms, when we are talking today, is really insecure. So we need some directive that we can make our cities more secure. So I would like to stop here, and I would like to ask Mr. Adis, do we have any questions?
Thank you very much, Marko. Yes, we have one question for you that we get. Question is, can you elaborate on the role of biometrics in the context of smart city security?
Okay. I think so. If some country is under the GDPR regulation, so it's really hard to use biometrics. But I think that biometric is full usable. Maybe if you have some government service which have to provide you, I don't know, some papers do you need or some credentials. I think that biometric is the best way to identify yourself. I don't think that biometrical will be mass technology which we will use in the cities. I'm not going in the way that biometrics is using as a big brother effect that that governments can see where we are going around. I think just as authorization when we need something which is important to us. If I understand the question in the right way.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think participants will be satisfied with your answer. So if you have anything to add, Marko, please feel free. If not, I would like to thank you for this presentation and invite all the participants to find you on Virtual Security Summit and chat with you, request the meeting, and exchange information from this very good presentation. So, Marko, anything to add?
No, I don't have anything to add.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for this presentation. Please stay with us, and we will be in touch.
We'll be in touch.
Thanks
Thank you,
again.
Aris, and thank all participants.